Now unmuted. This is things you might have heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and this presentation here, I'm going to get to you in moments, is the latest of yesterday's information, politics, current events, and pop culture news. This is your go-to supplemental source for both mainstream and unconventional news stories that you may have missed today. A bit more than unconventional stuff, but they're all interesting things that you might want to know about because it is what it is. You will get a chance to get a little added context to some of these stories as well. In you today, we have 8 to 10 news stories from the past day, vetted by you as Conversational, and turned into this little ditty that we call a newscast here with you here this morning. Now, want to remind you that our website that we house ourselves at is conversationproject.com, and you can go there anytime you want to find more details on what we do for this thing every single day. Plus, you can also email us at the conversation inbox at gmail.com for more details as well. Right now, let's get into the news for Thursday, February the 8th, 2024. Let's sing along with me, shall we? Let's get into these stories. And these stories are in no particular order as we're presenting them now. This is just the way they sort of laid out when we put together the newscast. The first headline for today may be the most important of them all, and it's not a Taylor Swift one. Exactly. Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, Zootopia 2 get release dates windows. Now, you may be thinking, what sort of sorcery is this that Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and Zootopia 2 are getting release dates when no one knows about the stories? Well, guess what? Frozen 4 is also coming too, and Frozen 3 hasn't even been produced yet, but they have release dates coming up. Nothing, a window, I should say. No real dates pop up, but essentially 2025 is going to be hot and heavy for some big-time Pixar Disney stuff. Because intellectual property, I guess. I don't know. But you look for some big returns for people who are now way too old to be looking for these movies. And no, there's no Bolt 2. Unfortunately, no window for Bolt, the sequel, which many people were kind of up in arms about when they knew that Zootopia is finally getting some love. But Frozen 3 and 4 are coming. There's a Toy Story 5, but where we're going next for Bolt, we shall see. Let's go to our next story, next headline for this morning, and it reads, Vegas mayor says A's should stay in Oakland, then walks it back. Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman initially said the Oakland Athletics should try to stay in Oakland and not come to Las Vegas, but she later clarified her comments, saying that she emphasized her support for bringing Major League Baseball to Vegas, despite her initial remarks suggesting the A's would work out a deal to stay in the current city. Now, why does she not want more sports in Vegas? I don't know. More money, more stuff. There are some issues with, reason why it took so long for Las Vegas to get, one, the football team, and two, their women's basketball team. A lot of folks go there and gamble. But now that gambling is becoming less taboo and actually more of a problem for Major League sports, although it generates lots of money, Vegas has to deal with some of these issues. And dealing with the logistics of the A's, I guess, seems like a problem. So she's saying maybe they should stay in Oakland and not move again. Then she took it back because somebody reminded her that they're a whole lot of money. That's essentially what happened in this case. Let's go to the headline at number 3 this morning. It reads, Coke hopes to excite younger drinkers with new raspberry flavored Coca-Cola Spiced. That's what it's called. It's called Spiced. It's being done in those little skinny cans because skinny cans are the cool cans. And this is a picture of, if you watch the video, Coke Zero Sugar with the spice. And I guess the regular one just has the white logo instead of the black logo. But they're looking to get some younger drinkers into the Coca-Cola world with this brand new product. And this is the first mainstream full product. This is not a short-term thing. This is not it tastes like the stars of the universe for a limited time. This is going on shelves like immediately. Right now, it's going to be something that they hope to keep people in the know for Cokes. Now, we aren't just sticking around for Coke Classics or Classic Pepsi anymore. We have to have new flavors, new excitements, new things to keep going. And we, as the collective we, although I blame Gen Z for this, we'll see how enticing Coke Spiced is. Not a fan of raspberry myself, but we'll see if people are going to pick up the raspberry as opposed to just go for straight old cherry Coke, spiced or not. Headline number 4. Back to Disney, actually. Disney to invest $1.5 billion in Fortnite maker Epic Games to create game entertainment. Read that 3 times fast. But yeah, the Disney company is going to put some money into for Epic Games to put some branded content into the Fortnite stuff. Now, maybe we'll see a killer Steamboat Willie Mickey come into there. Who knows? You don't really know what. But $1.5 billion is a lot of money. And in some cases, we're throwing around billions around for these companies, and it's nothing these days. But it's still hell of a lot of money to throw into one game to get their content in there. So look for, if you're a Fortnite fan, to have some Disney inspired stuff, maybe a grinning Goofy as he shoots you down, or Donald Duck doing his duck cursing as he stomps on you with some sort of flamethrower or whatever. I have no idea what it is. I think we've lost all control of this thing at this point, but hey, let's talk about the story we have at number 5 this morning. This story reads with the headline, Savannah Guthrie alleges her parents have not spoken in a year amid their prison separation. And you know what? That's probably true. The Chrisleys, that being the parents Chrisleys, Todd and Julie, have been in jail for various crimes dealing with tax evasion and whatnot, and messing around with money. Nothing of the allegations of the more serious kinds, I'd say, where they've been accused of doing things to people, but the money caught up to them, and so they're spending their time in jail working these things out right now. Savannah Chrisley, who's right now the legal guardian of their youngest son and their granddaughter, because they took custody of her granddaughter a while back, is doing what she can to be a good big sister, being a good big auntie, and trying to do what she can to make the PR lives of the Chrisleys as best as possible, even getting them on TV more or less in various ways. But themselves, they've not had the time, not have the inclination, or just have not really felt up to talking to each other while they've been in prison separately. I think Julie gets out first, and Todd gets out within 6 months after that. So we'll see how this thing plays out. I'm sure they'll be back on, and I'm sure they'll be back on TV in some fashion, because people want to see them and they'll make money, because that's how we are these days. We want to see them, and we'll pay money to see them. Our next headline for story number 6. Jesus commercials return to Super Bowl. He Gets Us and Hallow to air ads this year. He Gets Us, which is the campaign, which is controversial because it's funded by the people behind Hobby Lobby, is going to be back for a Super Bowl ad this year. Also adding to the queue is a company called Hallow, which is a app for essentially connecting and praying going forward in that one. So you can look for the sponsored ads by both He Gets Us and Hallow happening in the Super Bowl coming up in a few days coming up. The headline for number 7. Yellowstone Kelly Reilly, Cole Hauser, and Luke Grimes want major raises for new spinoff. Yellowstone is dying, or is dead, or is in the process of going on. So to make more money, to keep things going, and to get rid of Kevin Costner, they're spinning it off to a new TV show. It's like Knots Landing, except not just creating Gary Ewing out of whole cloth just to have a new show. But what we're getting with this is some of the regulars from the regular Yellowstone wanting to get more money to reprise their roles and stick around for how long they're asked for in the new thing. And so this is what happens. New show, new areas, new things, new money. That's what they're asking for. Kelly Reilly, Cole Hauser, and are looking for more money. And of course, oops, scrolled the wrong thing there. Video thing is a little crazy. Wrong scene there. And Luke Grimes, as I was trying to scroll to so I can see that name in my script, are looking for a bit more cash to reprise their roles and keep them going in the new show. And they have a right to. So let's get to the final story for this morning. And this one kind of is a doozy. It's been out there for a couple days, but we're finally putting out there for you to engage in, and you engage in it big time. This was the number 2 story, I believe, for the morning, or all the yesterday. Bill Maher calls Kanye West a charming anti-Semite, won't air interview. Bill Maher, because we have to sit for hours for these things, had a 2-hour interview with Kanye West. Because of the podcast nature of things and how shows go. 2 hours sitting with Kanye, but is not going to release it due to concerns about amplifying Kanye's anti-Semitic views, because he's an anti-Semite. And we all kind of know this. We all kind of know he has issues. We all know he runs his mouth. And he sat down for 2 hours with him anyway and called him a charming anti-Semite, essentially, confirming the sociopathic nature that he has to have. I don't want to call him crazy, because I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. I don't judge people on that end. Well, I judge, but I don't diagnose. But there are issues where you can see where things are going on. And we tend to fall in love with these things until they go crazy, and then we, back away, and then we fall back in love again with them. Cat Williams, another person. When we thought he was going nuts, it was a big deal to watch him do stuff. And now that he's back on some stable ground and calling out names on everybody, it's one of those things where he's entertaining. Kanye West, entertaining as a musician, entertaining as a person for a while, a little kind of crazy and kind of off. Now that he's got a platform and does not have a filter, everything is off limits for Kanye at the moment, apparently. Even Bill Maher tried to even get some juice out of him being there. And the juice he got is, well, I talked to him, but I'm not going to tell you what we said because it was bad. There you go. Let's go to our apologies, errors, and omissions section. Right now, we're going to talk about one story we didn't have time for, and it's Kumar Najari beginning counseling to address traumatic trauma from Marvel's Eternals backlash. There was a lot of backlash from the movie The Eternals because, and I honestly haven't even seen it yet, so I don't know the big pieces of it, but it was a big sort of deal about these people and the storyline and a kind of a history in the Marvel Universe that is hard to follow if you're not just watching Captain America and Spider-Man comics and the bigger detail. And a lot of the thing being, hey, there's a lot of foreign folks in this thing. It really got to that point. He actually went to counseling, went to therapy because he was focused on the people's bad response to Eternals. And what's happened is people actually backed away and watched it. They're saying it's pretty good. It's also the same thing happening right now for Captain Marvel, which is what makes this so remarkable, or the Marvels, I should say. The Marvels, the sequel to Captain Marvel with the 3 Marvel women in it, came out, and basically all of the incels essentially said, don't watch it because we hate Brie Larson. And so nobody watched it. It was bad in box office. And now that it's streaming, people are like, you know, this ain't so bad. Another one for effect. Let's go into the next section, which is for our teaser story. Let's kind of try to back away out of the stuff. The teaser story is a story we could talk about tomorrow. That if you deem it, a conversation, you deem it pretty cool, you can tell us we're talking about it. And this is one that I'm pretty sure we're going to get to because we haven't done a big Taylor Swift one today. And once we put her in there, she just takes over. So it is what it is. So the headline that we're teasing is this: Taylor Swift deepfakes on X falsely depict her as supporting Trump. Now, we talked a few days ago about the deepfakes that were on X before, and then they put her back on X because of, they got to clean them out. But they were basically nudes of her in Kansas City gear because she supports a guy that plays for Kansas City Chiefs. Now, because they think she's going to hit a button and hypnotize the world at the Super Bowl to tell them to all vote for Biden, now the deepfakes are saying that she's a Trump supporter, and no, don't worry about what those fake liberals are saying. I actually love Trump, when she pretty much does not love Trump. Are we talking about this one tomorrow? Go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/This Is Conversation Project and Twitter.com/th_conversation. What do these things do? We post news stories every 50 minutes, and this one is posted there, so you may have to go look for it if it's later in the day when you're watching this on the replay. For Taylor Swift, not actually supporting Donald Trump on X. If you engage in it, you hit like, you hit love, you hit hate, or you share it with some folks. The more engagement we get, the more chance we have of talking about it. The top 15 stories of today will be discussed on tomorrow morning, or they'll be reviewed, and we'll give you 8 of those stories from top 15 of today. So if you want Taylor Swift in the top 15, so it's in the 8, make sure you engage with Miss Taylor and prepare to watch her take over the world with a concert that's technically tomorrow and a bowl game that's actually in 3 days. Because the magic of time zones. And time zones are magic. Let's talk about our sponsor that we're spotlighting this morning. That happens to be Resume Solution. We've had a lot of new things happen in this new year, so far, month 2 of it. And maybe you're looking for something new for yourself. Maybe it's time to move on from that job or finally get a job if you're a person who's been on the sidelines for a bit. Resume Solutions will help you out. Resume Solutions, will help you out with this one. They will give you a great resume and a free consultation so you can take a look at it, and they will guarantee you more interviews. They can't guarantee you that job that you really desire because you can't go on stage and perform backup playing guitar for Taylor Swift if you don't know how to play guitar. That job you're not going to get. But let's say you're a good sound engineer. They'll work on your resume and probably get you a good interview and get you up to speed on that one. Check them out at our website. This is aconversationproject.com/resume solution. Why our website? Because it's an affiliate link, so we get a little bit back from this. This is aconversationproject.com/resume solution. They'll review your resume. They'll help you get it lined up, ready to go. And if you're just looking to freshen up your resume, because you never know, just go ahead and take care of this. Get something that's nice, new, shiny, pretty, and maybe a bit more easy to read than what you have. So just in case you do need this thing. We've been talking about layoffs in the tech sector and on entertainment a lot. Just in case you need to have it brushed up, ready to go, you'll be brushed up, ready to go. This is the part where we talk about ourselves and we give ourselves the promotion for the Conversation Project. But what we're going to do here is very quickly go through a longer list of calls to action because It is February. It is Pledge Month. It is the month of love. And we need your support. So we're going to tell you extra ways to get us support that's very boring. Stick around, please, because the fun stuff is coming. The fun stuff is still coming, but stick around. This is going to take a little longer than normal. Here we go. What we need you to do to find us, to find the Conversation Project, is to go to our website. This is theconversationproject.com. You also find us on Facebook and Twitter. We talk about those feeds many, many times. That's where you can see the feeds and see where we are. We're on TikTok at The Conversation Project. We're on YouTube. Also search for The Conversation Project. Podcasting, you can find us at our website page. Our website actually has links to all these things as well. You can find us on your favorite podcatcher, or because we have actually 3 different podcasts to get to. The things you might have heard. That's for this one. Also the story of the week and the weekly wrap up. And we also have our subscription via our partnerships. Find it at our partnerships page, or go to buymeacoffee.com/jclevelandpayne to sign up directly. Also Cash App and Venmo me at jclevelandpayne as well. What are we looking for? We're looking for $200 of extra income pledge every single month going forward. So an extra $200 sustaining going for the month of February. So if you deem us worthy of a little extra cheddar, we will take good use of it. And you don't have to give us all big chunks of money. We're looking for essentially the Donald Trump method, $5 donations, because $5 from a lot of people apparently can pay for a lot of legal fees, and $5 from a lot of people can help us pay for things at the Conversation Project. So we thank you for all the support you are willing to give to us going forward. So we have muddled through this actual episode of news and comments and pitching for money. Let's go to the fun stuff, because that's what you're really here for, isn't it? The fun stuff. Fun stuff happens every single weekday morning, and we always start fun stuff with birthdays, the funnest of the fun stuff. Birthday wishes starting off on the 40th birthday for Cecily Strong. Cecily Strong, a former cast member from Saturday Night Live. And she's doing some, I'll say, randomish things, because I don't know what things she's in. But she's done some movies. She's popped back up in Saturday Night Live a few times. But Cecily Strong turning 40 years old on the day. Our history lesson for the day, 2016, Mexico's president announced the recapture, I should say, of drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, which brought back all sorts of fun El Chapo stories, including his wife going to jail and his hippos taking over Venezuela. Check out Google El Chapo's hippos. You will not be disappointed. Also, today's celebration is Laugh and Get Rich Day. You may sound a bit skeptical. Trust me, I am still, but you hear me out from the words in the script that they pulled out for this day. Now, laughter is good for your health. So taking time out to laugh is good for your health. And laughter actually supposedly helps you focus, feel better, and can help you gain money. I'm not sure how that works, but laugh a bunch today and get that money. You're rich in life, I guess. But they said money. It literally says money in the script here. So I'm not sure how it works yet, because I'm going to laugh a whole lot today. I assume that I'll be just spending more money than I'm actually making. I'm just going to assume that up the top. Right now, I'm going to assume that you enjoyed today because you stuck around this long. Thank you so much for being with us on this Thursday, February 8th, 2024 edition of Things You Might Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. Thanking you for being a news nerd, loving the stories we're having, and letting us know the inputs we can do to do things. Number one, following us in the feed so we can have those inputs, and emailing us with your inputs on how things should or shouldn't or may not work for the shows. We want you to stop by our website and learn more about us. Stop by our partnerships page, because we need that support. And just be great people. Stay limber, stay hydrated, stay on task for all the grand things you are here to do today. And thank you for the comments and support for what we've been doing in the, I guess, the visuals, the new way we've been flowing with the project. So it's been something, as you can see, extra screens and extra buttons aren't always easy to deal with. Quick hydration break, which is why we need extra money, pay for extra producers, so I can press less buttons and we can be much better. So there's a pitch for that as well. Love you, mean it. Friday edition coming up, so make sure you're on the feed, checking out the stories so you know what to talk about for the Friday edition of Things You Might Not Have Heard.